inventors, they seem to get into these concentrated states where they do the thing that they're famous for, the thing that moves the world forward, and they describe that state in very similar ways. What's that about? So like, Prometheus, you want to go up to Mount Olympus, steal some fire from Hephaestus and come down and give it to the rest of us, right? So he did his research. At the end of it, he wrote the book Flow, the seminal work on this. It's why we call it a flow state, because of Mihai. Mm-hmm. And I love that he said this. He said, I chose this word flow because it was the most beautiful metaphor for what I found, which is we are all on the river trying to paddle ourselves forward. But if you align your boat with the current, it carries you forward. You go further, you go faster. It magnifies your efforts. And that's what these people do. So he wrote, I'm sure you read the book, he wrote about, here are the characteristics of a flow state. You lose track of time, your distractions are blocked, you're focused on the task, you're doing your best work. It returns you energy instead of draining you from energy when you're done. Mm-hmm. And various other things. And he said, there are some conditions precedent that people set to get into this state, to make it more available, right? I didn't know the term flow state when I first experienced one. It was just kind of like, whoa, what was that? I was flying from here. I'm in Austin, south of you. And I was going to San Francisco. And the next day I was going to meet with my team. I thought, what, on the flight, I'm going to go into Figma and mock up this design for this thing I think we should build, right? This feature. Got on the flight. Alaska runs a nonstop from here. Wi-Fi was out. Plane took off. Was going to land 15 minutes later. I'm like, the engine fell off. Something bad happened to the hydraulic system. Like, they don't want to tell us until we're on the ground, but something awful happened, and we're in Dallas.
Yeah.
Look down. Over 2 hours and 40 minutes had gone by since I looked at the clock. We were in San Francisco. I had no concept. I also couldn't tell you if the drink cart came by. I didn't know my seatmate's name. Nothing. But my designs were done. And I thought they were good. And I was like, wow, what happened? And I had prepared myself for the usual experience of, okay, I'm going to get to the hotel, grab a sandwich in the lobby, run up to the hotel room, and I'll finish this before I go to sleep. In reality, I called a buddy of mine. I was like, hey, man, I have a free night in SF. You want to go have dinner? And that was kind of a magical experience. Later, discovered this is a flow state. This is something you can replicate. You can reproduce this on your own. There are smart people who've written many things about it. So I know everything we talk about here today that's helpful for people. This is because you and I stand on the shoulders of giants, as Newton would say, right? So a lot of what I do with my life now is educate people on flow states. Here's how to get into them. You don't need my app or anyone's app. You can actually practice on your own. We just made an app that makes it more accessible, and it packages everything together for you. Just make it easy. So that's what I think is super interesting, because it does unlock you to do the things you're capable of and get over procrastination, distractions, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So hope that was a good answer. It was a long one.